Station here, fellas. Welcome in.
How's it going?
Good to see you guys.
You too.
Good to see you. Okay, nice to see you.
TJ, nice to meet you. Yes, sir. Coach probably gonna sit next to you.
Like you guys get scoot on down, and like we'll get Coach there on the end. And... All right, guys. I'm just getting rolling here. Just getting a few interviews in. I mean, you guys have. I think we were just talking about it that we're actually probably outside of what the coaches have picked and whatnot. We're actually kind of bullish on you guys. Like we like what you guys have been able to put together in the off season, the pieces you bring back. Let's kind of talk about what it's been like in camp the first month plus, and how it's all starting to come together.
Yeah, I mean, like a brand new team, it's always tough to get on the same page, but I think early in camp it was like pretty noticeable that everyone on the team kind of had similar goals and similar ways around just practicing and training. So it was kind of easy to gel together that way. And then like after a couple months, like just started clicking, and I think we're really starting to find our groove.
But Elias, I mean, this is year 2 in the WCC for you. Obviously, there was a transition to the level of play. What did that do for your off season when it came to how you trained and whatnot, and the adjustments you made from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, it was huge. That first year just really showed me like what my weaknesses are. So that was just a real easy way to find out how to train in the summer, and then just going out and executing. And taking the summer to get better at the things I needed to.
TJ, I want to kind of like turn towards you, and obviously well storied, and obviously you have had your own success so far to date in college basketball. Why did Pacific end up being the right fit for you, and kind of how you kind of matriculated yourself into the team so far this year?
I'll start by saying I think Pacific was the right fit for me. Just the plan that the coaches had going into this year. You know, they didn't really have much success last year, but the plan in order to get the pieces and, you know, how we need to play for this next year going in really intrigued me, and I really bought into what they were saying to me. And I just felt like it was a great overall fit. I felt like they were going to help my game grow on and off the court, and just prepare me for success for the future.
Obviously, being alongside different guards over the course of your career, everyone's got their own different characteristics, properties, how they like to play.
Yeah.
What's it like working alongside Elias and trying to find the best version of Pacific basketball in quite some time?
Honestly, it's so refreshing being around this group, this team that we have. You know, no egos. Everybody has the same goal, trying to win and get better each day. So, you know, working alongside Elias has made my life so much easier, and it's just been great so far. Honestly, that's just one word to put it. It's just great working with.
So we welcome in Coach Dave Smart down at the end. If we can get the mic over to Coach real quick. And I think when we look at from year 1 to year 2, I think the biggest growth actually comes on the offensive end of the floor. I think what happens when the play breaks down, the toughness that it takes to deal with in-game adversity. How have you found that your team has embraced that challenge over the course of the offseason, and kind of where you feel like you've grown the most, maybe in other areas as well?
Yeah, I just think we're a very different team than we were last year. I mean, last year we put together a group late and had to recruit a different way. This year, we were able to recruit, you know, in a way where we could get the type of people and players that we wanted. We shoot the ball way better. I mean, it obviously helps when you retain your best player from last year. You know, having Elias back, that's huge for us. I mean, but the guys we got, DJ and a number of our other guys, you know, the way we were able to recruit them, you know, in terms of having like-minded people, guys who wanted to work, guys who wanted to practice, guys who wanted to do more, not less. You know, it's made this year just it's not even close to the same. It's very similar, you know, personality-wise and work ethic-wise, and you know, just approach-wise to my Carleton teams. You know, guys who, you know, you can't keep them out of the gym, as opposed to trying to fight to keep them in the gym. And our depth is way better, and the practices are great. They're enjoyable. Every day is fun to go to practice. I mean, everybody has good and bad days, but with this group, you know, every day, 90% of the guys, and it's different, 10% of a rough day, but 90% of the guys are ready to go, and it tends to drag those other 10% on. I just think our depth and our just overall approach to the game makes us probably 50% better than we were like day one.
One more dive into that specific answer. Obviously, the holdover right here, Elias Ralph. Where have you seen him grown the most? Obviously, I think his on-court success is pretty well documented. Obviously, getting a well-deserved recognition on the preseason team that came out about an hour ago. Where has he grown the most as a leader and being off the court and kind of commanding the presence of what it means to hold the standard under your type of team that you want to showcase?
Yeah, I mean, Eli's, he's not super vocal, but his work ethic and his approach, daily approach, not just basketball wise, just life wise, is a perfect example to everybody in our group. Now, I mean, we have a lot of guys who are similar minded as him, so it helps. But I mean, he shows up every day. He's coachable. He cares a ton about the team. You know, it's not about him. He's willing to play whatever role he's asked to play. I mean, he's just the bottom line is, and it's probably used too often and not I think it's thrown out a lot, but he's just a really good person. So the fact that he plays hard, the fact that he has got some talent, but he's legitimately just a really, really good person. You're going to have a tough time finding anyone in this entire league who's a better person, just day in, day out, 24 hours a day than him. So, you know, that helps, you know, when you walk into the gym and your best or one of your best players is like that every day.
I mean, now talk about one of the few returners. You had a ton of incomers, like TJ included, and just looking at the roster, just doing our own research on all the new guys. I mean, it was a clear jump up in talent level with the class we were able to bring in this year, and just kind of talking about who has maybe been some of those guys who've been able to stand out earlier, or who maybe are some of the rotation guys that we're going to be able to get to know over the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't really had a lot of disappointments in terms of the guys who have come in. I think, you know, we definitely have way more talent, way more depth than we did last year. We play harder than we did last year, at least day in, day out at practice. It's not even close. You know, I think, you know, KC is a guy who, if he plays to his ceiling, we could be really good, really good, period. You know, not just better than last year, but really good. I mean, he's got a world of potential. He hasn't played a lot of minutes up till now. So, you know, it's going to take some time. Caius from Florida, I mean, he's another one. He was great in our scrimmage on Saturday, and he's been great in our 2 inter-squad games. You know, but he didn't play. He didn't play many minutes, if any, with Florida, but he practiced every day against the best team in the country. So, and probably the best guards in the country. So, you know, and it shows. I mean, and as he gets used to the more and more minutes, I think he could be really, really good in this league. But I mean, in our scrimmage game, I mean, Isaac Jack, you know, he's got a lot of experience. He was the difference. I mean, he came off the bench for KC and played more minutes and was unbelievable. So, you know, I think we're so much better at the 5 spot, which in this league matters. You know, it matters. And I think we're I'm not saying we have the best 5s in the league by any means, but I don't, the 2 guys that we have at the 5 spot, I'm not afraid to put up against anybody. And I think, you know, they're going to cause problems for everybody in some form. They may not be the best five spots in the league, but they're certainly able to compete. So I mean, that's been good. I mean, sort of a under the radar guy is Jaden Clayton, just because he started 3 years at a good America East level team. He's a great decision maker, good passer, you know, makes threes. He's just a rock, you know, and you know, so he's, again, I just like our group. I mean, we talk about KC being kind of the wild card as to, because I think these 2, you're going to get what you're going to get. Most days, I mean, obviously they'll have some bad days, but most days they're going to be pretty solid. Those other guys, KC, if he's great, we're going to be great. But the guy who could be a real problem, and right from the start, but his ceiling is huge, is Jayon Pitt. I just, he could be really special. He's a freshman, but and he'll have some growing pains, but he could be really special. So I just like our depth, as you could say. I mean, you talk about AJ from Lamar, and I mean, he might be the guy who has the highest scoring game for us this year, just because he's that explosive. He may not be our top scorer, may end up being our fourth or fifth top scorer, but he'll probably be the one guy in one game who just goes off just because of the way he plays. So, I mentioned 9 guys. I mean, I really like, and there's guys I haven't mentioned who I also think can give us good minutes.
I mean, obviously, like if you can keep naming names, that's a good problem to have. I mean, thinking about like where this team was a year ago, league-wise, but it's I think coaching-wise, you got to kind of feel out like what you needed to improve on and how to actually try to win in this league. You talked about the 5s and them being they can really compete now with the other 5s in the WCC. Like when you went out and recruiting, like how was it now different from year 1, year 2? Obviously, like the timing was different because the window was much shorter a year ago. But when you were going out to like go on those recruiting trips and start to talk to guys this offseason, how much different was it for you in selling the program?
Yeah, I mean, we've got 7 Canadians and a lot of internationals, and a lot of those internationals agents are agents who either are agents to my Carleton guys who play in EuroLeague or Eurocup or play over there, or they know them. So, they know what we look like at Carleton and the development that those guys gained and how they played. So, it really was just the advantage of getting in on the portal at the start and getting in on the freshmen. I mean, we got 3 freshmen and 1 junior college guy last November, so we weren't even on the staff until late April the year before. So that changes everything. We've got 2 4-stars who have already committed for next year, and it's October. So I mean, things change that way. What's different? I mean, we got to recruit the type of guys we wanted to recruit. We shoot the ball well from all 4 positions. We shot the ball terribly from really 3 out of 4 positions. I mean, Elias didn't have his best shooting year compared to what he's capable of, but he was really the only consistent shooter we had last year, and he's back. And now we shoot the ball well in the other 3 spots as well as the 4 spots. So, I mean, that's what we were looking to do. We are also capable of picking up full court and pressuring people for 40 minutes, which is what we want to do, and playing faster. So all these things come into play in terms of making us a much more dangerous team.
You mentioned the 7 Canadians. I got to ask, the Toronto Blue Jays being in the World Series, like how much attention is being paid to all of that, with again, like Blue Jays being there for the first time in 30 plus years.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it more fun at school to remind everybody that the best basketball player in the world, Canadian, and the best baseball team in the world is the Blue Jays.
I gotta show off my background. Addison Barger back here, so I got my guys back there rolling with them. The last one, and if I get back to Elias real quick before we got tight on time here, those will be more non-basketball related questions, but I've been asking everybody, and we'll ask everybody throughout the day. Who gets the aux at practice or on the bus, and what are they playing?
Who gets the aux? Usually it's Isaac who has the aux in like the weight room. And he usually is playing some like NBA young boy or something like that.
Hey, fair enough. And then the last one that I have, and kind of we kind of want to see this, how the teams shine, with their personalities and stuff, and kind of build the chemistry within that. Who's kind of the class clown of the team so far?
Probably Isaac.
Clean sweep for Isaac.
Yeah. I'll give it to him. Yeah.
All right, and then the last one for you is where do you feel like you've grown as a leader? Because it's not obviously Coach Smart mentioned you're not as vocal, and everyone's got their own different type of journey, it doesn't come easy to everyone. It's not linear. How has that kind of taken shape for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year I wasn't vocal at all, so I think I've grown in that area a little bit. I know it's not my strong suit, but I think I've grown a little bit there. But yeah, kind of like what Coach said, I just try to be really consistent every day. And, you know, like for younger guys to come in and kind of see that standard, you know, like we're really trying to set a standard for this program and just kind of coming in every day and being as consistent as possible.
And standard is starting to be set in year 2 of the Dave Smart era Pacific Tigers, and the preseason pick on the all conference team, Elias Ralph. We thank you guys so much for your time here at WCC Media Day, and wish you best of luck on the season. We look forward to covering you guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.